Howdy, folks. Kevin here. Apparently, some folks don't like it when I talk about prepping. I made that prepping video. I don't remember what I called it, a couple weeks ago, and immediately lost subscribers. Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk about prepping. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk about prepping. First and foremost, I'm not a professional prepper or nothing like that. I lived in the country all my life. When I was a kid, my mom maybe went to town once every couple of weeks. I'm lived that way my whole life. Now, with today's society, we all just run to the store anytime we need anything, and a lot of people don't. What we call prepping nowadays is stockpile a whole bunch of stuff they need. A lot of people just shop from meal to meal, and sadly, that's the wrong thing to do, as a lot of folks have found out over the years, and not just in rural areas with big devastating storms and things like that, just smaller things that kind of cut things off for a few days. Folks have found out that ain't necessarily good. Anyhow, first and foremost, Salty Dog says, the very first rule of prepping ought to be, or the very first thing you think about in prepping, should be security. And by security, I don't mean electric fences and firearms and all those other kind of things that you're supposed to do. Oh, I said the word. That means YouTube will flag this video. Anyhow, those aren't the things I'm talking about when I talk about security. Now, a lot of the folks that I run into, there are folks who are everyday folks who just stockpile things that they think they might need if things go bad. For one reason or another, it could be natural disasters, it could be SHTF, TOT-WAKI, INCH, all that other stuff. All that other stuff that we have to have all these words for, and acronyms and all that other stuff. Folks just like to have things so they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Those, in my opinion, are the preppers. All right. Now they may have all that other stuff that you're talking about, as far as all those pew-pews and all the kind of things, and ammo and all that stuff. But you never know, because they don't talk about it very much, or they don't talk about it at all. Then you get to the other folks who are a lot that I run into. Okay, that's not saying that's the majority. It's not saying it's something that always goes on. It's not saying any of those kind of things. But a lot of folks I run into don't want to stop talking about all their preps, all their things that they've done to get ready, all those stockpiling and caching, and this is I'm gonna bug out to here, I'm gonna bug into over there, this is my plan if I'm never coming home, this is my plan for this is my plan for that, blah, 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 blah. Hush! Just hush. You are inviting the problems that are going to happen if you ever have to need all this stuff. So you have told everyone that you are set and ready to go for, I've got 5 years of prep in my basement. All right, that's good. Your neighbor, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your kid's best friend, all those folks who heard you talking about that, they're going to be at your doorstep as soon as something happens. So here's what you got to decide. Number one, how much should I talk about everything I do? How much should I let people in on what I'm doing? How much should I let people know where my stuff is? How much should I let even my family know what's going on? Because quite frankly, the folks who don't prep are going to be a burden on the ones who do. And I still don't like the word prepping. I'll be honest with you. Like you've heard me say it before. What we call prepping nowadays is what we used to call living in the country. Anyhow, my cigar went out. This is a tragedy. Anyhow, here's the deal. You can have all of this stuff going on. You can have all that stuff in the world. But if somebody comes and gets it from you because they know where it is, because you told them, it ain't going to do you no good. So, you might want to think about toning it down. Now, a lot of folks that are in the prepping community that I run into, they're there to teach you about prepping. They're there to sell you a prepping item. They're there to get you to subscribe to a website. They're there to do all kinds of stuff. And some of them are prepping because they want to prep. Some of them are prepping are for the sake of running a business around prepping. So, everything with a grain of salt. If anything I say about this makes you mad, sorry about your luck. Anyhow, that's all I got to say about that, like Forrest would say. The dog is under the table, and she's raising up and bumping the table around. That's why my camera's moving. Anyhow, talk to y'all later. See you in the woods.